"You killed my fucking dog, so I'm gonna burn your empire to ash." The transmission blared from speakers across the Ktarian battlecruiser. It was a recording of the human Patrick Richardson threatening vengeance on the Galactic Empire. And it was the last thing diplomat Marek wanted to hear right now. Marek glanced nervously at Zoltar, his fellow Ktarian diplomat, as they stood on the bridge of their ship orbiting Earth. "The humans are a tenacious species, fiercely loyal. This is bad," Marek said. "The Empire really fucked up this time." "How? It was just some Earth canine," Zoltar shrugged. "Who cares?" Marek shook his head. "You don't understand. Dogs have been beloved companions to humans for thousands of their years, integral parts of families. To kill one is to declare war on their very way of life." "So, the Empire can crush them easily?" "No. You underestimate humans at your peril," Marek warned. "This Patrick Richardson, whose dog they killed, former Navy SEAL, elite warrior with a strong sense of justice. Now it's personal for him." Zoltar looked worried now. "What do we do?" "Pray to the stars that cooler human heads prevail, because if they unite against us for this offense—" Marek stared out at the blue planet below. "I've seen their history. If humans decide to wage war on the Empire, stars help us all. We need to get the Empire to apologize, immediately, while there's still a chance to stop this." Alarms started blaring on the bridge. Proximity alerts. Marek looked at the readouts in horror. "Too late," he whispered. They're here." A massive human warfleet dropped out of hyperspace, weapons hot, into orbit around Earth. The Ktarian ship's communicator crackled to life. "Attention, Galactic Empire. This is Admiral Richardson of Earth. You killed my dog. Prepare to die." Zoltar's eyes widened as Marek continued speaking in hushed tones. "You're telling me this human infiltrated one of our most secure outposts? By himself?" Marek nodded grimly. Richardson knew the layout like the back of his hand. He had served as a liaison officer there in the past, back when relations were less strained. His SEAL training made short work of our security. "And then he had the audacity to issue demands to the High Command?" Zoltar asked incredulously. "Not just demands, an ultimatum. Richardson threatened to expose highly sensitive intelligence he had stolen during the raid, data that could unravel our entire covert operations network in this sector." Zoltar scoffed. The Empire would never bow to the whims of a mere human. That's what High Command thought at first, until they realized the full scope of what Richardson had acquired. If that information got out, we would lose our strategic foothold in this quadrant. So they complied, a galactic empire brought to its knees by one grieving human? They had no choice. Richardson gave them 48 hours to issue a formal apology for killing his dog and fully withdraw from Earth. The deadline is almost up. Marek paused, letting the weight of the situation sink in. "Do you see now, Zoltar? The bond between humans and their canine companions is not to be trifled with. That connection drove Richardson to accomplish the impossible, to outmaneuver an empire." Zoltar leaned forward, his interest piqued by the revelation of Richardson's successful infiltration. How did the Empire respond to this human's audacious move? Marek's expression grew even more serious. They had no choice but to take him seriously. The High Command dispatched Admiral Zek, one of their most skilled negotiators, to meet with Richardson directly. "A wise decision considering the stakes," Zoltar nodded. "Where did this meeting take place?" "On neutral ground. Both parties agreed to a location that ensured their safety and privacy, but even with these precautions, the atmosphere was tense from the start." Zoltar could imagine the scene, the battle-hardened human facing off against the Empire's top diplomat, each trying to gain the upper hand. "Richardson didn't back down, I presume?" "Not an inch," Marek confirmed. "He held firm to his demands, even as Admiral Zek tried to find a compromise. But what truly surprised me was Richardson's deep understanding of our culture and customs." "How so?" Zoltar asked, intrigued. "During the negotiation, Richardson employed certain gestures and phrases that are considered respectful in Qatarian society. He even convinced the admiral to share a meal with him, a human tradition that holds great significance. Zoltar's eyebrows raised in surprise. Admiral Zek agreed to this? Marek nodded. It caught him off guard, but it also helped to ease the tension between them. As they talked, it became clear that Richardson was more than just a grieving pet owner. He was a strategist, with a keen understanding of the Empire's weaknesses. "Incredible," Zoltar murmured, "to think that a single human could navigate the complex political landscape of the Empire with such skill." "It's a testament to their resilience and adaptability," Marek agreed. Richardson's resolve never wavered, even in the face of the Empire's might. He knew exactly what buttons to push, and when. Zoltar leaned back in his chair, his mind reeling from Marek's revelations. So, Admiral Zek found a way to resolve the conflict that satisfied both the Empire and this human, Richardson? Marek nodded, a hint of admiration in his eyes. Indeed, the Admiral's solution was nothing short of brilliant. He proposed a deal that addressed Richardson's grievances while also protecting the Empire's interests. "And what were the terms of this deal?" Zoltar asked, his curiosity piqued. "The Empire agreed to issue a formal apology for the death of Richardson's dog Max," Marek explained. "They also promised to establish a memorial in Max's honor on Earth, a gesture that would acknowledge the significance of the human-canine bond." Zoltar's eyes widened. "A memorial for a dog? That's unprecedented." "But that's not all," Marek continued. "Admiral Zek also offered to provide Richardson with advanced Qatarian medical technology that could potentially revive Max." "Revive a dead dog?" Zoltar exclaimed, his voice filled with disbelief. "Is that even possible?" Marek shrugged. "Our technology is far more advanced than anything the humans possess. It was a calculated move by the Admiral, a way to show Richardson that the Empire was willing to go to great lengths to make amends." Zoltar nodded, his expression thoughtful. "And in exchange, Richardson would return the stolen data and agree not to disclose the Empire's involvement in the raid." "Precisely," Marek confirmed. "It was a delicate balancing act, but Admiral Zek managed to find a solution that satisfied both parties." Zoltar leaned forward, his eyes locked on Marek. "But why would Richardson agree to such a deal? Surely his desire for justice would outweigh any offer the Empire could make." Marek shook his head. "You underestimate the depth of the bond between humans and their pets. For Richardson, the chance to bring back his beloved companion was too tempting to resist." Zoltar sat back, his mind grappling with the implications of Marek's words. So in the end, it was the Admiral's willingness to understand and appreciate this bond that made the difference? "Absolutely," Marek agreed. Admiral Zek's ability to adapt and find common ground with Richardson was a testament to his diplomatic skills. It showed that, despite our vastly different cultures and histories, there is potential for understanding between humans and Qatarians. Zoltar nodded slowly, his eyes distant as he pondered the events Marek had described. "It seems that we have much to learn from the humans and from each other." Marek smiled, his expression a mix of relief and hope. "Indeed we do, and perhaps in time we can build a future where our two species can coexist in peace and mutual understanding." As Marek's story came to a close, Zoltar leaned forward, his eyes filled with curiosity. What became of Richardson and his beloved Max after the Empire fulfilled their end of the bargain? Marek's expression turned somber. The Empire provided the advanced medical technology as promised, and Max was indeed brought back to life. However, the process was not without its complications. Zoltar's brow furrowed. "Complications, what do you mean?" "While Max was successfully revived, the procedure had unexpected side effects," Marek explained. "The dog's genetic structure was altered, imbuing him with heightened intelligence and abilities far beyond those of a normal canine." Zoltar's eyes widened. "Incredible, but how did Richardson react to this change in his companion?" Marek sighed. At first, Richardson was overjoyed to have Max back, but he soon realized that Max was no longer the same dog he once knew. The newly revived Max struggled to adapt to his enhanced cognitive abilities, often displaying erratic and unpredictable behavior. "I can only imagine the turmoil Richardson must have felt," Zoltar remarked, shaking his head. "Indeed," Marek agreed. Richardson grappled with the weight of his own actions and the unintended consequences of his desire to bring Max back. In the end, he made the difficult decision to leave Earth and venture into the unknown reaches of space with his transformed companion, hoping to find a place where they could both find peace. Zoltar sat back in his chair, his expression pensive. "The story of Richardson and Max has become a cautionary tale among our people, hasn't it?" Marek nodded. "It serves as a reminder of the unforeseen consequences that can arise from the clash of different cultures and technologies. The incident also had a profound impact on the relationship between humans and the Galactic Empire, with both sides realizing the need for greater understanding and communication to prevent future conflicts." As their conversation drew to a close, Marek and Zoltar took a moment to reflect on the incredible resilience and determination of the human spirit, exemplified by Patrick Richardson's unwavering loyalty to his dog and his ability to stand up to the most powerful force in the galaxy. "The story of Richardson and Max is a testament to the power of the human-canine bond," Zoltar mused, "but it also serves as a somber reminder that even the most well-intentioned actions can have far-reaching and unpredictable consequences in the vast and complex tapestry of the universe." Marek nodded, his eyes distant. "The humans have shown us that there is much we have yet to understand about the intricacies of life and the bonds that tie us together. Richardson's journey is far from over, and I have a feeling that his story will continue to shape the course of our shared future in ways we cannot yet imagine." You have reached the end of the story. If you enjoyed this story and want to support us, please leave a like and subscribe to our channel, and for every comment that says 88, I will heart every single one of them. Thank you for your time.